go on YouTube. Okay, I'm on Conan. Of course, I can sort of show some of the issues on this, but generally speaking, it's discussionary. The gaming industry, why it's fucking dying. I can sum it up to, I want to say three main things. PC, political correctness, greed, and mismanagement. Those are the three main reasons why the gaming industry is dying. The mismanagement, it's good examples, the new Grand Theft Auto trilogy, the remasters, or Cyberpunk, or Anthem / Andromeda, I think it was called. That's the mismanagement. Political correctness is the whole censorship and all that. It's like that, and then greed is the greed in the political correctness. I say politically correct. It's the opposite of politically correct. They're like, it's kind of like racism or sexism and all that. How they, like, without getting too into it, how people say, oh, women are mistreated, or the coloured people are mistreated, and all that. It's like, well, hang on, no. Depending on where you're in the country, where I am, if you're a white heterosexual male, you are treated the worst. Where I am. So if you, for example, if you're a homosexual black female, you're on cloud nine. You've got everything handed to you. And this is where the politically correctness thing in the gaming industry is like, it's run rampant and it's in the wrong direction. Nudity censorship, sexual censorship, all that sort of stuff. Back in the day, they introduced the thing that 99% of game consoles you get nowadays has a parental lock system in it. So if a child is playing it, it's set to C for children or G for general or whatever. It's got numbers 1 to 9 or whatever. However the gaming company wants to deal with it, that's how it's done. And if you're set to a child setting on the console, then anything that isn't suitable for children will be blocked or censored. But yet, my console is set to adult, unrestricted. Can view everything because I'm a mature adult. I can view everything. But yet, the gaming companies and the game console companies, I'll use someone's Sony right now. I'll use Sony as a perfect example. They take it upon themselves to go, oh, you know what? You're making an anime game. You can't show boobs or butts. So no, get fucked. That's what the parental lock on the console is for. If the parental lock is set on child, you hide the boobs and the butts. If it's set to adult, which mine is, you do not hide the boobs and the butts. And at this current state of time, the criminals at CDPR, they're the biggest offenders. And Sony pulling it from the store back in the day and then letting it back on again, it's like it's a laugh. It's an absolute joke. There's multiple games I can show you and talk about that show this political correctness. It's gone rampant and it's gone wrong. Watch Dogs Legion. If you bump into couples on the street, so you'll see like two people cuddling or having a romantic conversation. A good 75% of the time, they'll be same sexes. So it'll be two females, it'll be two males. I'm trying to think of other good examples. It's clear. You can look if anyone who watches this has Watch Dogs Legion, give it a try. Go around looking for couples. You'll see what I mean. Other pretty good examples are like the new blue reflection. You can't move the camera too far down or too far up because they're concerned you're going to need an upskirt. It's like, again, my console is set to adult. You do not hide anything. You do not restrict anything. That is how censorship should be working. When they introduced it decades ago, the ratings boards and stuff like that, rating games with Grand Theft Auto is a perfect example. It's rated R18+. So an 18-year-old or older is allowed to play it. If you're 18 years or younger, you are not allowed to play it. It's a law. You will jump on there regularly, and there is 6, 12, 14-year-olds playing it. The online section isn't too bad because all the good stuff, in brackets, or most of the good stuff in brackets, is not explicitly shown. Like, you can go looking for it and you can find it. It's a lot harder to find though. For example, the topless dancers in the strip club and the nudist colony up near Chiliad. In the online mode, it's hard to find the nude blokes up in the nudist colony, the cannibals. It's harder to find them online than it is offline. If you're in the story mode, you can find them fairly regular. But that's not what the issue is. The issue is Cyberpunk. Perfect example. If my console is set to adult and there's a setting in the game, we'll go nudity because that is the most disgustingly handled setting out there. Because if you compare, for example, nudity, violence, and drug use, a 2-year-old can jump on your console and see violence to the cows come home. People getting their head blown off, limbs cut off. Drug use, Grand Theft Auto, online. You can smoke a bong, smoke cigarettes, drink booze. 6-year-olds can do it. But show a boob or a butt cheek, how dare you? It's like Sony, Microsoft. Actually, Microsoft aren't bad. At the moment, Microsoft are relatively okay. However, they are still not forcing CDPR to deliver the product they promised. Getting off topic. Why the hell can I put on any game and watch people get their heads blown off? But if I want to see a part of a breast or a part of a butt cheek, because, you know, my character's wearing a bikini, how dare you sicko, you're not allowed to play the game, remove it from the store, put a big blur on the screen. So no, go fuck yourselves. I pay good money for a game. I'm an adult. I'm a mature adult. I would like to play a mature adult's game. Which is the reason I bought Cyberpunk. It was labelled as a mature adult's game. It was promised. Nothing is off limits. It will not be censored. The ratings came out. It got an R18+ in my area, my region. And then CDPR made the statement on social media, said, yes, it has got a full rating in that country. It will not receive any censorship. Nothing will be censored. So, cool. Pre-order. Buy it. Comes out. Put it on. Update. Day 1 patch. Because it was buggy. It's still fucking buggy as fuck. Oh, nudity censor. Turn that shit off. I'm an adult. Then cover my shit. Shit's still getting covered. So you spend 6 months trying to get... Why the fuck is the nudity censor broken? Oh, no. It's not broken. It's working as intended. We're covering your nudity. The uncensored version which is not going to be censored in any way, is being censored, and we know it's being censored, which is incorrect. We know this, but we don't care. We got your money. Go get fucked. You're getting ripped off. So you try and get legal action done. And the government, we don't care. It's like, you can kill people, you can see blood, that's fine. How dare you see a butt cheek though? Like, holy fuck. YouTube's starting to do it. You show a butt cheek or a side boob or an under boob. Fucking, that's it. Age restricted. That's it. Pull your video. It's like, get fucked. When you sign up to shit like YouTube and stuff like that, you put your birthday in to verify your age. You put adults only age in, and you should get adults only content available. None of these fucking, oh, you can't view this video because it's been age removed due to rigging complaints or something. No, fuck off. If someone complains that, oh my god, I saw a butt cheek, it's like, and? Slapping, you need to have your parental lock set to adults. Don't pull the video. Leave the video up. Just restrict it to adults only. Same with Sony. Same with Microsoft. If a game comes out, it's got... This is how it should be working. If you can blow a limb off, decapitate someone, delimb someone, have flesh shown in certain regions of the body, so examples, private areas, or you can use drugs, it is to be an adult's game. Simple. Because currently, I can't say for sure in all countries, but in my country there is no X rating. You cannot get an X-rated game. So you cannot get Conan, where you can play as a bloke and have a female thrall, strip off it and do the deed. That is not allowed. That is the limit. You're not allowed to do that. But if you're, I will show you right now. If you're a character and you take off your pants, for example, oops, butt cheeks, no censorship, no purple underwear, because I have my console's setting is set to adult. The game, settings, full nudity. So if this was in Cyberpunk, it would be nudity sensor off. You can't turn around and say, okay, you can do it in this game, like delimb someone, kill someone, cut their leg off, cut their arm off, stuff like that. You can't go, oh, that's perfectly fine, but you can't show a butt cheek. You cannot show you can't show a nipple. It's like, how dare you show a nipple, but yet you can cut someone's head off. Or you can smoke drugs, but you can't show a nipple. It's like, no, go fuck yourselves. Adult is adult. Child is child. So there is obviously, you can round it to 4 categories. Everybody, children, teen, and adult. Those are the 4 main categories. If your console setting is set to adult, now obviously with Sony they use the numbers. So I'm guessing number 1 would be like the most restrictive, number 9 would be like the least restrictive. So 1 would be like everybody, 9 would be adult. If it's set to 1, and right now I took all my gear off, yeah, you cover up the parts that shouldn't be seen. But also, if I kill someone, their limbs cannot fall off. And if there are drugs in the game, those drugs are not usable. But if I have it set to 9 or adult, then if I can cut someone's limb off, I can see a nipple, and I can do some drugs. It's that simple. And that is why the first one, the politically correctness, is killing the gaming industry. In the last... this generation, PS4 and Xbox One. Because I'm not counting the PS5 and the Series X, because they should not have been released. They should be waited to be released next year. But that's beside the point. If you go to the 360 era prior, or PS3 era and prior, how how many great games are released where it's like, that's a great game. It's a game that is written down in history as a great release. Like, you can name them off: Sonic the Hedgehog, Mario, Flashback, Perfect Dark, Halo, Pong, like Donkey Kong, the original Crashes, the original Resident Evils, 1, 2, 3s and stuff like that. All that sort of shit. Dragon's Dogma, all that sort of stuff. You can write that down. If you see this game on the shelf, it is worth buying. But since the Xbox One and the PS4 came out, how many games have come out and you've gone, ooh, this is a great game, buy it? Not many. And why there are not many? It's because of this political correctness. And it comes down to the censorship and the monetization. If you buy any game that was released on PS4 or Xbox One, or even PS5 and Series X, it's censored to the fuck house, and you have to pay for everything. Conan, for example, if this was released now, and was not released early on the PS4 and Xbox One era, you'd be able to play the game, yes. It'd be bare bones. Like, climbing, you'd have to pay to be able to climb. See nudity, you'd have to pay to see nudity. To cut people's limbs off, you'd have to pay to cut people's limbs off. To get upgraded tools, do I have any on me? I don't think I do. Here we go. To use that level tool, you'd have to pay to unlock it. Conan is at the start of that because you pay for cosmetics. So this skirt I've got on here, it is a pre-order skirt. It is a Royal Tacit. It's a Conan pre-ordered bonus. It costs money to get that, but it doesn't give you any sort of extra benefits. It's not a pay-to-win mechanic or anything like that. Unlike all these games you get nowadays, Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, all the EA games, you pay real-life money to get a little box with a randomized chance. It's not always randomized. GTA is not randomized, but most of the GTA stuff isn't randomized. But you get the chance to get something that might be great for you, but it will always be a pay to win. Grand Theft Auto is a perfect example. People will say it's not pay to win, but it is. You think about it. You buy the game. If you got it at full price, $100, get Grand Theft Auto, stick it in there, you get $0. Grind it out, earn money, do missions. Back when I started playing it, you had to do survivals, which was at certain areas. You play round after round. At the end of it, you got 30 grand. $30,000 was the highest paying thing you could do back when I first started playing it. Or you can give them an extra $100, buy a shark card, and get a couple of $1 million. And this is when it was first released. So you'd pay the $100 for the game, then you'd pay the $100 for the shark card. So you'd get the game, the shark card with, I'm not sure what $100 will get you. I think it's like 5 mil or something, or 10 mil. Back then, the most expensive thing was probably the supercars or the fighter jet, and they were like $2 million, $3 million at the most. But you look at it now, every new car that comes out is nearly $2 million. So you need at least $2 million to buy the Fudo. Here's a good example in Grand Theft Auto, the Fudo. the Fudo Classic, or GTX, whatever they call it, and the original Fudo. The original Fudo in Grand Theft Auto costs you $9,000. Or was it 6? I can't remember. It's under 10 grand. The new Fudo, it's almost $2 million. They're exactly the same car, maybe 2 years apart in real life. One has the pop-up headlights, the other one doesn't. How do you justify a jump from 10 grand to 2 mil? Well, they justify it because people then buy a shark card. That's how they justify it. And that's the whole pay to win thing. So if you've got money to spend, you can buy credit to give you the advantage, which is pay to win. Conan, it's not so much like that, because a good example is... Do you have any on me? Not really. That's a legendary, which I don't even know where I found that one. Don't have any on me. But there's a good example there. That there is a legendary bow. It only does 23. That one I got at the Boss Croc down in Noob River. This one here is an unedited bow. It's a DLC bow. It only does 20 damage. It does 23 damage. It's weaker than a legendary, and everybody can get the legendary. So I'm not paying real life money to get an advantage over somebody else. I'm literally paying money to have something that will look how I like the look. Building pieces, for example. All the building pieces have exactly the same amount of health points. They take just as long to destroy as every other building piece. It's just the way it looks. And unlike EA and stuff like that, if I, for example, this one here, the medium bow, if somebody I bump into likes the look of it, I can turn and say, oh, you like the look of that? I can drop them one. They can use it. They can't repair it. They can't make it because they don't own the DLC, but they can use it. Same with the building pieces. I can build them, the building pieces. They can place the building pieces. But if they want to pull it down, they have to destroy it. They cannot pick it back up and rearrange it or whatever. So you have to buy it to be able to use it fully. But it's not, like you said, for example, if someone kills me, takes my bow, it's not, oh, you can't use that because it's a DLC bow. Because if it came to PvP, that'd be a little shitty. You just buy, that'd be a pay to win. But if they killed me, they can still use my bow, so it's not paying to win. It does no extra damage, it just looks different. And anyone can use it. To fix the gaming industry, it can be done very, very easily, like super easily. First of all, the policing agencies, so customer rights agencies and stuff like that, they all have to crack down on these, let's be blunt, shit cunts, lowlifes, scumbags, criminals, have to crack down on breaking the rules. And they have to enforce the rules. And the rules are simple. Do not discriminate against anybody in any way. So, if somebody wants to buy a game that they want to see violence, they can see violence. If somebody wants to see sexual references, they can see sexual references. If someone wants to see drug use, they can see drug use. If their parental guide, parental lock on their console allows it, they are allowed to see it. Simple. If a gaming company releases the game and it is labelled as an adult game, again, I'll go back to CDPR and Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is labelled as an adult game. It is rated R18+. It is supposed to be, and is labelled as, in the menus, as uncensored, but yet it is getting censored. That is criminal, and they need to be brought to justice. They fixed that, so from now on, whenever a game is released, if it is an adult game, you see adult stuff. If it is a game for kids, you don't see the adult stuff. And to add more to it, you do not show political crap. So all these games that are going, oh, you can't say that or do that because political reasons. No, fuck off. If the game is not a political game, you can say whatever you like. If it is, trying to think of a way to say it where it doesn't sound nasty. It's like calling up someone who's fat, calling someone who's tall, calling someone who's got special needs, calling somebody who's homosexual. I'm sorry, if a game has a homosexual person in it, you call them homosexual. You don't turn around and go, oh, a gay couple. Gay's happy. Homosexual is liking the same gender. If there is 2 males, they are homosexual. 2 females are homosexual. Don't be politically correct, as they call it. Say it as it is. Same with the whole hate speech, racism, sexism, all this sort of crap that's out there. It's like, no, fuck it off. Go back to the way it was. The way it was originally designed as. It's back to the simpler times. If a game shows a butt cheek, gender-specific genitals, drug use, violence of extreme extent, it's an adult game. Only adults can view it. If you see side boob, butt cheeks, drug references, then it's a mature game or a teen game. And if you see none of that, it's an everybody game. Simple. You do not change what people say in the game. You do not remove or cover up content. If the game is made and it's got nudity in it, the game is to be released as an adult game. If you want to broaden your market, you have an option in the settings. That is what state the game is to be played as. And it is to be linked to your console's age restriction or your parental lock. And if your console is set to adult, you can have it on any setting you like. But if your console is set to child or parental guidance or whatever you want to call it, then it can only be set to the lowest setting. And then it hides or the explicit content, which would be the violence, drug use, drug references, sexual references, and nudity. That is how the industry can be fixed in a heartbeat. And the icing on the cake, all these loot boxes and that shit, the perfect example was I was going to buy a thing on Fortnite's Save the Earth. Because I finally figured out how to get Save the Earth. Because I don't want to play the Battle Royale bullshit. I want to play the good stuff. If you're curious on how to do that, buy the DLC that has, look into what's in the DLC. If it says access to Save the Earth, buy that DLC. It will then give you access to the Save the Earth DLC, because that's what they're calling it now, and or Save the Earth mode, and you can play it. But I was going to buy a pack because I want a particular character and with a particular outfit. But it's a chance of getting that particular outfit or that particular character. It's like, no. If I'm giving you $2, $5, $10, whatever, I want to guarantee I'm getting what I want. I am not a gambler. I don't go out into the street, stand in the middle of the freeway, and go, ooh, there's a 50% chance I get hit by a truck. If I'm going to play on the freeway, I either want to get hit by the truck, or I don't play on the freeway. It's simple. So, there's the talk. Got my rant out the way. So, all these game companies, fix your shit. And don't release half-assed crap like Rockstar. Seriously, this definitive edition crap, what I've been hearing about it, it's absolute shit. Like, people are saying that it was pulled, apparently, because of a crack, pirating crack. You could pirate it easily or something. I don't fucking care. Go back to the old ways. Don't rely on patches, or release your game in its complete state. Don't go, oh, I need a day one patch. When you buy a game, you put it on, you should be able to play it, and it should work properly. From day one. No update needed. And if you buy a game, and your console is set to full, or uncensored, or adult, whatever you call it, you should get your uncensored, full, adult gaming experience. And if a game company releases a game that says it's uncensored, adult, you should get that. If you do not get that from the game, then you should be able to go to the authorities, like I have been, and they should do something about it. And in this particular case, because I bought it on Sony, Sony should be doing something about it. It's even worse at the fact that the game company said, oh yeah, we know it's incorrect. I'm referring to CDPR here. They said, the PR department said, we know it's incorrect. We do not intend on correcting it. We've got your money. You're not getting your game. Stop complaining. That was their statement. So it's like, that's why every time anyone says, should I buy The Witcher? No. Do not buy Witcher. Go to Pirate Bay, go to whatever, I think they shut down Pirate Bay, didn't they? Go to whatever company you can get it illegally from, and get it illegally. Do not give authorities, I wouldn't be saying this if this criminal company was brought to justice. Yeah, don't give them any money until they fix their product. So what I'm going to call it here, again, if you've got constructive criticism, or you've got a game previous generations that you think is an awesome game of simpler times, then by all means plunk it down in the comment section. If you're just going to hate on me because I'm stating a fact, by all means, give the video a dislike. I can give two fucks. But if you're going to defend people like CDPR, who are purposefully ripping off their customer base and breaking the law and getting away with it, then you're as low life as they are. So it's like, whatever. But to fix, in hindsight, to fix the gaming industry, deliver what you promise, and have it work correctly off the bat. It's that simple. If you're promising and the game is labelled as something, have it be that. The consoles, they all have parental locks. Link content to the parental locks. So if a game, Grand Theft Auto is a good example. If you're up at the nudist colony and you're on a console that has adult, you can find the nakeds. Get a strip club, you can find the topless. If your console is set to child, you go to the strip club, they always got a top on. Go up to the news column, they always got underwear on. Go to your apartment, there's no bong if you're on child, there is a bong if you're on adult. It's that simple. In the game settings, if it has a nudity sensor or a violence sensor or a cross language sensor, whatever like that, it is to be linked to your console settings. If your console is set to child, the violence, cross language, nudity, all that sort of stuff will automatically be turned off, and you cannot turn it on. Whereas if you've got it set to adult, like mine is, then I can see the violence. I can hear the coarse language. I can see the drug use. And I can see the nudity. Simple. Fixed. The gaming industry comes back to life. But until that happens, it is going to slowly die. It is going to slowly become a husk. And nobody is going to enjoy playing games anymore. It's going to be more of a, oh, I'm coming on to speak to my friends, or I'm coming on to grief. And that is it. Because at the moment, that is kind of all the gaming industry is right now. Grand Theft Auto is the perfect example. If you go into Grand Theft Auto nowadays, you either go there to play with your friends, or you're going on there to grief. That's the only reason you go into GTA nowadays. Because you don't go on there to buy the new stuff, because the new stuff is overpriced. And it's the same stuff rehashed. You don't go on to Cyberpunk, because Cyberpunk is not Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is some lookalike, cheap knockoff crap that is labelled as one thing and is actually something completely different. You don't go on all these other games because of what you bought, because half the time it's not what you bought. It's, you get the idea. So I'm going to call it here. Again, report CD Projekt as criminals to irecommend.econsumer.com. It's a consumer rights website based in America. Go there, report CD Projekt as frauds, report Cyberpunk 2077 as a fraudulent product. UEKIK, the Polish consumer rights, I also recommend going to them. UIKIK, I think it's called, spelled. Go there, report CD Projekt as frauds, Cyberpunk is incorrect, criminal, you get the idea. Again, if you find the video useful, do not give it a like, go to those websites, report it. Out of here, stay safe, catch us next time. Yeah, let's hope they bring the gaming industry back to life. I'll catch us next time. See yous.